Thanks if you stuck around on Twitch. This is MTG Joe here. We're firing up a new deck. This is a brew of mine that was basically built to hurt the blue-white control decks. It is a Jund, I call it Painful Fires. So what we're trying to do here is play all the hurt your opponent when they do stuff spells. So Cindervines, whenever your opponent casts a non-creature spell, deals 1 damage. Plus it has the added effect of destroying an artifact or enchantment. You have Underworld Dreams. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they take a damage. And then there's Klothys, which at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you get to exile something from your opponent's graveyard or your graveyard and deal some damage that way as well. So around the shell, you basically have Fires of Invention to let you cast multiple things per turn. Kroxa is another way to force your opponent to discard, take damage. Agonizing Remorse, steal cards from their hand. Rampage to get them to sack planeswalkers or creatures. Then you have Theater of Horrors as card advantage with fires. You basically get to pay the mana each turn, get the extra card. Bedevil, some removal. Storm's Wrath is a new Wrath to deal 4 damage that helps these non-Jeskai variants to play. And then some Casualties of War just to wrap it up. So this is a best of 1 deck. So pretty much play it from there. So I'll do a couple quick games with it just to demo it. And then depending on how it goes, I'm still trying to work out the numbers. I don't know if it's great yet or still needs some work. Been going through a couple variations of this particular one. Sorry. So as always, if you enjoy the content, you're catching this on YouTube, you can always drop a like or a follow or a subscribe. It all helps out the channel. And if you want to know when we go live, as always, you can just hop on Twitch and hit that follow button. It's free and it's a way to know when we go live. For this upcoming week, so for most of these weeks now, I'll end up doing... so this is black-white. I think I want to lead on Agonizing Remorse and then Kroxa, just to kind of break up their curve. So the Guild Globes are cyclers. So I think I'd rather get rid of the card draw. This is probably the worst matchup, especially if we don't draw any more lands. If we can draw a green source, that would be great. Missing the land here hurts. Doom Foretold is basically one of the few ways you can get around this deck. What I really want to do is drop Cindervines this turn, so every card they cast going forward ends up hurting them. I think we just want the lands. So second Kroxa will attack their hand. One thing too, I'm probably going to get this going, or Cindervines might be better, because I could sack it for Doom Foretold. This is 1 to sack, so we can hit their Doom Foretold here. So I'm looking for Fires of Invention here. We have 3 cards in our graveyard, but really not a full offering. So it's going to be very painful for them. They draw 3. But every card they play afterwards gives them a point of damage. So Tymaret's a way we can fill our graveyard. That takes a turn to get going. So let's maybe go Tymaret first. We can get rid of another Tymaret. I'm probably going to decline this next one so I can cast Kroxa. Oh. Well, we have the Angrath Rampage, which is actually really good. Just get rid of Underworld Dreams. So again, we were hoping for a land. Sweet. That's why we play the Rampages. We can deal with creatures no problem, but Planeswalkers are a little sticky. So we can get them that way. The deck plays a lot better when Fires is out. So some decks with Fires, they can still function, but similar to the Jeskai one, that when you have Fires and you can drop 2 Cavaliers. Lily was always one of the win conditions that they had because the tokens stick around after Doom Foretold. Most of them have shifted to Ashiok. Like with mine, I play 2 Ashiok, and then I play Elspeth Conquers Death as a way to get back your creatures. I'm going to keep this. Tymaret could fill our graveyard. We can go Fires and Storm's Wrath to fill our graveyard. And then we have a board wipe. Ooh, they have the Gaia's Cradle art. Shvogthir. So yeah, like I was saying, we're likely to draw another land. This week I'll probably be, in the order of these videos, will probably be up on YouTube wrong, but for the most part my schedule for streaming will be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Some do. I run 2 dance in mine. It's a good way to still close out the game, especially with the Fairy at instant speed. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday evenings, probably around 6 to 7 Eastern, I'll be streaming. I'm not going to draw a line now, watch. And then weekends as it comes up. Fridays are kind of iffy depending on what happens. But usually Monday nights I take off. Those were probably all the lines I needed. And Tymaret also doesn't give us a zombie. So this just looks like Rakdos Sacrifice. The Bedevil's not the best in this matchup when they have double oven out. Light up the stage is interesting in Rakdos. Okay, we got there. And so did all our Wraths. Well, this Tymaret's been basically useless. So we're just going to cast this out. This is hit like everything you want to keep and nothing that you want to mill. The problem is the cat is going to offset any of this damage they're taking. Okay, well, opponent goes to the turn. I'm going to be 1 sec. Give me 1 sec. Opponent will play the turn. My dog's got mild arthritis, so sometimes she can't go down the stairs. So she gets up in arms when everybody goes downstairs and she can't walk. So they hit 2 priests off it. So we haven't hit our Theater of Horrors for card advantage. So I can Bedevil one of their ovens, but I think we just take out the priest here, call it a day. We need like Theater of Horrors. It's pretty much our best draw at this point. I don't think we could win this one, especially when we've milled 2 of our Wraths already. Kroxa would actually be pretty good too. Interesting. They keep the cat from the oven. So no attack. I may be inclined to put a Carnarium in the deck. Been running into a lot more aggro. So let's cast Remorse. Watch out with Remorse when you cast it because it switches between their main board and their graveyard. So they didn't pick it up in time, so we got the we caught the cat. They will get to draw 2 here, but they take a bunch of extra damage because of Underworld Dreams. Kroxa, give me anything. The thing too is they can draw cards with Castle, but they take 5. Temple of Malice doesn't help. Tymaret's fine. They do get a chance to play it, but the opponent didn't. So priority goes, we target it, and then they just didn't pick it up. So they can Mayhem Devil, sack these foods, gain some life, and then ping us. And they got Orzhov Enforcer. So we can still, if we get a Kroxa in the grave, we can still cast it. Beauty. Let's just get rid of this Tymaret. So escape, you have to pay the mana. It's an alternate cost. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This does turn on their removal, but we have enough cards in our graveyard, we can cast it again. Let's see what they get rid of. So they get rid of the Rampage. So the turn's likely Bedevil, and then depending on how they attack, I'm really just going to try to grind them out. They can gain a bunch of life, which is a bit of the problem. Oh yeah. Yeah, now we're dead. They have 3 activations, that's 6 damage from that, plus, so between the cat entering and this, so then we're dead after that. What we need is like Klothys in that matchup, just to offset the damage, but ran a little weird there. You want to see at least a Theater of Horrors or some sort of card advantage spell. And that's the one, like with Jeskai Fires, because you can always get rid of your extra, so we might want to play Cavalier. So this hand's good. This hand's very good. So I can go Kroxa into Underworld Dreams if it's control. If it's creatures, I have Bedevil. Okay, so we don't want any more lands. The nice thing is we drew an untap source here, so I don't have to take damage on the Kroxa turn. The unfortunate thing is play draw sequence means I don't get to prevent them from drawing a card here. They get rid of Domri's Ambush. So they'll fetch here. So I think my turn is Bedevil the Lovestruck Beast. We have another Kroxa. I'm doing this now because they can have the Great Henge, so I don't want them to be able to play that. Next turn I go Fires. Ah, shit. I think we're dead. So we hit a Tymaret in there, so I can at least block one of them, but they can Embercleave this turn. They can Domri's Ambush. They have a number of ways. We just Lovestruck. We're not like just dead, because I could have the board wipe. Okay, we're just dead. Yeah. How many cards in the grave? Because I go Theater of Horrors, I have 2 blocks, so like I block here, block here, block here, they hit us for 2. So no pumps and I survive a turn. Oh, you know what? I don't. They have Castle Locthwain. Because I do this, but then they hit us for 4. It's weird they're playing both the castles. What are you ramping in the deck that you want this castle? Usually Gruul just plays red castle for aggro. Let me make one change. Where'd you go? So I want less of you, and then probably one less of you. Play another Klothys, and then play Carnarium. Run it like that. I think it's partially to playing best of 1. We're not really geared to play against best of 3. Sounds good. We got double deal with the opponent's stuff. And then if we could drop Cindervines, it'd also be good. We have a Scry to help us find a green source. Tymaret fills the yard for Kroxa. This deck's probably not good. We got Fires, which is nice. Okay. This is an instance where so this is Thassa Elementals. So we can Bedevil them off the land. That also turns off Claim. I think we just get this Kroxa going. So really want to go Fires next turn if possible. They might attack Neoform for Risen Reef. Really hope we can get Fires. Just play like Cindervines out. probably, or get Tymaret going, or just not. Or just not. What do we have in our grave? So we took another 3 non-lands off the top of our library. Board wipe would be good here. Yeah, this deck's just been weird. Just how we've been running. So I'm probably not going to trade here because we get double scry. So we could likely find a land. Klothys is a nice way to gain some life. Getting rid of Nissa was very timely. We also kill everything the opponent does. Just gonna Neoform. So if they go like Cavalier, I'm probably just gonna Bedevil so they don't get the trigger. Might Bedevil Cavalier. No. I could Bedevil Cavalier. Because there's not really anything good they want to put on top. Magic. Magic. Now I don't really want more than that amount of lands. Just poke him for 2. Really just trying to catch like a Nissa this turn. So with the trigger on the stack, I'm going to kill it. The best they can get here is Risen Reef if they want to put it on top, but then they have to mill it anyways. So it defeats the trigger this turn. So take a bunch of junk off the top. And now I could set up Klothys to be able to start eating away at their graveyard. Storm's Wrath is perfect. We're doing the thing. In case they have Nissa, I want to be able to double block their land. No. No. Oh, cool. Cool, cool. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't think you realize how good this is. Like, you know you can steal, unless they have Thassa, in which we just lose. Oh, silly opponent. Let's just get this dead, because I don't want to deal with that. And now we can get rid of Agent next turn. I think that plays wrong by the opponent. We have enough cards that Kroxa is the thing next turn, and Storm's Wrath. What's in the opponent's hand? Take a damage for your troubles. That's fine. Because this is going to get Stormwrathed anyways. They get to draw a card off Omnath. Let's get rid of Agent before that could come back and get us. In case for whatever reason they don't think about blocking. So now we could just kind of control their board. Weird, they're choosing a scry right now. Probably Omnath. So we just exile here. Hits him for potentially another 3 points of damage. Oh, you know what? We messed that up. I could have, if we put that into play, I could have cast the Cindervines as well, which would have hit them for some extra damage. Yeah, we would have hit him for an extra one with the Nisa. So we'll just